talking about howling gales because James, the band, sitting on the sofa, and they were so enthralled by your weather forecast. They were going, you see, the temperature does change. It does. It is warmer in the north than it is in the south.
Yeah,
you see that? You were talking about the gales.
Going, oh, look. She said, we're not there, obviously. We're not where we live at the moment. No, we're here. And we were like, oh, look, it's not too bad right up there in Sutherland.
See, Carol?
Lovely part of the world. Sutherland's a lovely part of the world as well.
I know, I've forgotten what it looks like. I haven't been there for a while.
Oh, Carol will give you a tour. Carol will give you a tour. Carol, been lovely seeing you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
We're joined by James on the sofa this morning. They started out at the heart of the Manchester music scene in the 80s and 90s. Songs, of course, like She's a Star, Sit Down, took them into the top 10.
Start buzzing in your head now, doesn't it? Unlike many of their contemporaries, James has been releasing records ever since. How do they keep their sound fresh? How much have they fallen out over the years? They look pretty cosy now, ish.
What's falling out? Never.
Never.
Where have I got that from?
Never. Shall we remind everyone of what you've been up to? Here you go.
And they have. They've come and joined us. Tim Booth, Jim Glennie and Saul Davis from the band. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning.
See, if you didn't listen to the weather before, you wouldn't have had to put your coat on, would you? Well, when you see back through the highlights like that, what's been the best thing you've done so far in your careers together?
Oh my God. That's a difficult one.
I'd say making a record called Laid with Brian Eno, and doing particularly the song Sometimes. It was the song that caught him. It was like, we've been trying to work with him for years. Every band on the world had been trying to work with him for years. And I've had the conversations with the Chili Peppers and R.E.M. to prove it. And we sent him these scratchy demos, and he was like, rang me up at 9 o'clock in the morning, was like, this song Sometimes, I rather like this. Are there any lyrics to it? And there weren't. And we kept putting it off, and I hadn't written the lyrics, and we were recording in the round, and we played it to him, recorded it, and he put his head on his hands and went and sat down at his desk like this. And we thought, oh, we messed up. And we went up to him and said, are you okay, Brian? And he said, I think I've just had one of the highlights of my musical life.
Whoa.
And we were like, oh, okay, if Brian Eno says that, we're onto something.
Did you have that feeling about that song? Because when you're going to send a song to Brian Eno, especially without words, which I think is really brave.
Well, gobbledygook. When I kind of improvise words, so some of them are there, but some of it's complete, like phonetic sounds, gobbledygook. Well, I make it up. We improvise. Every song we've ever written, we improvise together. So it's half mistakes, half, things we're trying to do, and we use all of that in the songs. And the mistakes are often the best bits.
How do you divvy up the roles between yourselves?
Whoever's got the most energy and the drive. I think often we've just released our 14th album, so there's been, I guess people take a bit of a lead to some extent or other on each record, and that's about, we're very creative collectively, but there's always somebody that pushes something a little bit. So it's very natural how we fall into the roles that we have. As Tim says, we get in a room and we make a noise together, and we jam and we improvise and we make our music. It's one of the reasons, I think it's the main reason why you made a distinction at the beginning of this piece about the fact that we are still making music. And that's what validates a band, I think. We're in our 35th year as a band. And so I think it's quite difficult to maintain your creative level. The things that made you good when you first start, not only in music, but with any kind of artistic endeavour. And I think that we've managed to buck that trend to some extent or other.
The challenge for us is always to do stuff that fits in with the quality that we've had historically. And that's not necessarily that easy. I mean, it's not that easy.
No, you've got a lot to live up
Absolutely.
to. When we play Sit Down or She's a Star,
Sure.
everyone is going, yeah, that's who James is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's a lot to kind of to take those memories and make new memories. for
Absolutely,
people.
and you know, with this record we've got out now, you know, we've got a couple of songs that have had amazing videos that have just kind of taken off and had a life of their own, and a big tune out now called Nothing But Love, which is kind of
You're
again
about to show.
Oh,
Segue.
was it? Segue,
Why
was it?
don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Tell our viewers.
Well, the Daily Mail called this, and not that the Daily Mail is an authority on these things. They said this is better than Sit Down.
Oh, well, okay. Let our viewers make their judgment.
Nothing but love. So the Daily Mail like it, and Brian
think
Eno.
it's sorry, do you
Brian
think
Eno's
it's
been involved in this one as well.
Yeah, we got a bit stuck in the studio, and so I went round to his house and said, Brian, can you help us out on this and another song? And he just put this beautiful arpeggio on it. That's all it was. But he has that knack of, it's almost like relocating a song, giving a backdrop that you wouldn't expect. That makes it sound fresher than it would do otherwise.
Do you think
Otherwise, that song's rubbish, really.
So do you
Despite
agree?
what the Daily Mail says.
Well, I was about to ask, do you think it's better than Sit Down?
It's impossible.
It's up there for us. When
Yes.
we wrote it, me and him were both immediately like, this is a big one.
Yeah.
We don't write hit songs. You can't. We improvise. And as Saul says, that's what's kept us fresh, because we will go in a room, we have no idea what we're going to make, and we're bouncing off each other. But when every so often you do a song and you go, what was that? Where did that come from? And when we wrote this, we immediately had that.
We know Nothing But Love's going to be a big song for us.
I also
It's
think
exciting.
that partly because we don't specifically look to write anything in particular, we write for ourselves, very much so. It's like people who come to our shows, real James fans, recognise that we play the shows kind of for ourselves to some extent or other. And that's also a key, really. If you go deliberately looking for a hit single, then you're probably not going to find one. You know?
We're useless at steering what we do, and we kind of try to overthink what we're doing, and we usually make a mess of
We
things.
set off 2 days ago just to get to the studio.
Did well to get here. We
Just
did
about
say
me.
we did say you've fallen out before. Do you still fall out, or is it all just sweetness and light?
We have heated. We're very passionate about what we do.
We
It's
almost fell out this
We
morning.
did. I
Did
know,
you?
I knew he was going to bring
Briefly.
that up. Well, it's like a family.
What
You know
was
what I
it?
mean? You fall out, you make up again, and it's all good
No,
in the
no,
end.
no.
What did you fall out about? Oh, I can't remember
nothing.
now.
Can't remember.
I was angry that Sit Down was being used as and it came from our record company, you know, because it's like we've had 17 hit records, and you get a bit fed up with the one gets singled out all the time.
But
And
the argument is the fans don't, do they, sometimes? But this is the one, the next one is the one that you say is going to be even better. But look, it's been a delight.
well, it will. We can end a set on this already.
Yeah.
It's one of those songs. Same with Moving On the last record, which got used by many people at funerals. It was about the death of my mum, and it's been taken to people's hearts.
Yeah.
And so when you write a song that's that emotionally powerful, then it's to us it's a hit. You can't. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go top 10, but it's a hit.
Guys, good luck with it. Thank you
Great.
very much indeed for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Thank
And
you for
James's
joining us.
album, Girl at the End of the World, is out now.